When I was searching for a strange giant snake that had been spotted in the swamp, I encountered a monster that transformed me from a boy into a snake girl. It took me to the heart of the swamp, to an incubation pool. I don't know how long I was there. As the days went by, my clothes wore out and tore apart. Is this perhaps how my body symbolizes the loss of humanity? It's incredible that only a piece of fabric distinguishes us from the rest of the animals. I felt one with the swamp, both in its days and its nights. I had heard stories before about medallions that transform you into strange shark mermaids, but I had never heard of a snake girl. Even though I felt good about the change, at night I searched for the strange creature that had transformed me. I wanted to know at least the reason for my transformation. Was it a god? Did it have a plan for me? Or was it a whimsical decision by a powerful being with the mind of little more than a wild animal? These questions kept me restless. I also gradually felt changes in my behavior. I felt a heat inside me that consumed me. I felt the need to rub my body against the trunks of trees and their branches. I felt an increasingly intense fiery desire. At the same time, I had stopped eating. Is what I'm experiencing normal? The symptoms intensified the night I saw a boy who had camped in the swamp. At first, I was scared. I didn't want to frighten him either. I resisted for a while, until I introduced myself, but he quickly fled among the trees. Despite the rain, I found him. I explained my need, but he didn't seem to understand. I showed him that I was harmless, but he remained frightened. He kept screaming while my tail wrapped around his legs. I was able to make myself understood, and he realized that what united us was true love. After getting to know each other a bit more, we shared a campfire together. He was also an explorer, just as I had been. I was afraid to tell him my story, fearing he would reject me for what I once was, and not understand that now, obviously, I was very different from what I had been before. When he asked me about my past, I fell into an uncomfortable silence. He understood that I didn't want to talk about it. And we went to sleep. As we tried to fall asleep, I agreed with him that the next morning he would help me search for the strange creature lurking around the swamp, even though he didn't know it was the cause of my transformation. Early in the morning, we set off. We walked together for quite a while, venturing deeper into the swamp. Suddenly, he hugged me. At first, I thought it was a display of affection. Then I realized he wanted to grab me and carry me out of the swamp. As he did so with all his strength, he confessed the worst. He suspected that I was the monster lurking in the swamp, and that my search was a ruse to lure him into the swamp defenseless. Something strange inside me changed. I began to feel myself transforming more into a monster. At the same time, the boy's body began to change, just as had happened to me. Was I causing his transformation? After his body reshaped into that of a beautiful woman, he fainted in my arms. Watch the unrestricted video on my Patreon exclusively for the Furtastic Maid and Master's Tears. Get my exclusive content on Patreon. Take advantage of the 7-day free trial. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined this week. Join this great family. Don't miss out.